So what about the conditions today? Any concern as far as player health?
No. I think that we checked it out. Obviously, there was some. It was wet, but the wind kind of took care of that as far as the field. So we're gonna get through our day, but just make sure guys are, cognizant of the wet field. But no, we're going to have to play in those conditions at some point as well during the season.
Kershaw threw a bullpen session yesterday. How do you feel after it?
He said he felt good, and it was really good pen. I think right now he's going to be on his 5-day routine as far as pens and sides and throwing, and so it's really good.
How throttled back is he now after ramping up for the WBC?
I think he's right where he needs to be. I think everything, all that stuff as far as the prep, mentally, physically, we took a few days to kind of reset. So I think he's right where we would have hoped.
Peralta and Freeman are playing back to back. Is that just like a WBC
It is.
thing?
It is. Talking to both those guys, they want to sort of get as many at bats, but still manage the workload. So to go back to back, it was pretty easy. They'll both be off tomorrow.
And Mookie, when's he gonna get into?
Mookie will play tomorrow, and he's on the same program as Jason. I wanted Jason to kind of take some more lives, and then we'll get him out there.
Will he play right field?
Mookie will play. I'm not sure yet. He might. He probably will, but I'm going to get him into a couple 2-3 games at second base.
Any change with Vargas? Cleared to do anything more?
I don't think so. From yesterday, I think there might be some more stuff in the cage. Hopefully, what I have heard is that his grip strength is back to normal. So that was kind of the biggest kind of test to get that grip strength back. So I would assume with that, he should be doing more stuff in the cage. But when he swings in a game, I don't know that answer yet.
Ideally, how many games at bats do you want to see him take in the spring?
I would say I would say 40 to 50, but it doesn't have to be in the game. I think that we've done a good job of getting guys on the backfield, so he'll get enough at bats. But just like he did yesterday, getting out on the field and playing, making plays like that's important as well.
Anything to read into having Trace in center and Chris in left, just as
No,
it pertains to
no, and I'm going to get David as well in center field. I don't see it happening this season, but for the WBC, that he might play some there. So just to kind of get him there. So nothing to that.
We talked a lot about the roster changes and different faces and all the different kind of positional questions you guys are going to have to answer this spring. But does it feel like already you have a good-ish sense of how the team's going to look on opening day and kind of what roles different guys might slot into, or is there still a lot to be determined there?
There's still things to be determined. I think that our guys are very understand the landscape of our roster and how it potentially could shake out. So with that, there's an openness to kind of be open to playing left field, center field, second base. We have some. Miguel Rojas is a prime example. So we have a good idea of how it's going to shake out, but we've got a lot of good players, and things always do change. So we've got to be obviously open to that. But guys are playing well.
Kind of like what a lot of the pieces are, is just kind of figuring out how they all fit together.
Yeah.
How much third base do you think Rojas might play? How much do you think he'll move off a shortstop for you if everybody's healthy?
I think how much third base, I don't know. I do expect him to play some third base. I expect Miguel to stay over at second base. I expect him to play some short, some second, potentially even. I know he's got a first base glove. So I just think for me, the challenge that I want is for myself is to make sure I keep him relevant. And he's already got an openness to, just to be on the baseball field to help in any way. So now it's up to me to figure out how I can give guys a day off to keep Miguel involved, because I do think he is very additive.
Is it more valuable to have a weapon like that now with no not being able to shift and having more range off
Absolutely.
the bench when you
Absolutely.
have a lead late in the game?
Absolutely. That's that's a different question. I want to see how that plays out as far as how our guys defend. But having a plus defender with range, it's the value of defense is going to go exponentially more, and it'll show itself more that without the shift.
I know in the offseason you kind of mentioned like he might see some time at left. Is that still kind of the
You know,
plan?
I don't see any downside in him taking fly balls out there. Things change all the time, so for him to get comfortable out there doesn't hurt.
Jay, with the pitch clock, guys around the league are saying maybe the pitch calm thing might be even more important now. Do you anticipate your pitchers, all of them, using it right away? I know last year there was some guys who held out till the end.
I do. Guys held out to the end, some guys, but we got them there, and I think that our guys, I'd like to think they're smart enough to understand that taking what they've always done or their stubbornness, put that to the side and do what's smart and efficient will only help them. So I would expect all of our guys to use it.
Some people also mentioned maybe pitchers will start calling their pitches themselves, like putting into their whatever you call it.
I think that that's pitcher to pitcher. I don't think that, there's a rhythm to pitching as far as getting the ball and getting set. So some guys might do it, but I would still say most guys will just use that kind of catcher because there's enough time.
Do you like that idea, pitchers being able to call their own pitches like that?
If they do their homework and really understand how to get a hitter out. But if a pitcher is calling it, then there's certainly conviction, which is a good thing when you're going to deliver a baseball. But that's not really how we do it. But if there's a good reason behind it, I'm okay with it.
With Diego, obviously he hit. Everyone said that he hit. Where is he right now in terms of game calling? And part of his game defensively.
Yeah, I think that there's some things that with the receiving that we're trying to address with Diego, and there's a lot of opportunity to clean some things up. With the game calling, I think the game calling is very subjective. There's one group of people that could say he's a great game caller, and there's another group that can say he doesn't call well. And this is not just specific to Diego. So I don't know enough. I know that he's got great makeup. He wants to learn. He asks the right questions. And so it's our job to educate him on hitters and his job to learn his pitchers, our pitchers, to know what they can and can't do. So it works both ways. But for me, I'm very pleased with Diego. I'm very bullish on him. I like him a lot.
Is he getting injured today? Like in the back half of the game? I know Barnes is starting, obviously, but
I think so, yeah. I think Diego I think Diego's piggybacking today. Yeah, I think so. Or you know what? If he's not, he's going to take an at bat. He might be the DH. He's going to either hit on the back end or come in and catch. Yeah.
With Chris Taylor, quickly, just is there anything you're hoping to see from him this spring, or is there anything that you've seen thus far, or kind of looking for, whether it's in games? Just what are you seeing from him, I guess?
I think Chris has obviously just continue to build the arm strength, be healthy. So that's one part of it. Because last year, moving from the infield to the outfield just didn't do his arm any favors. So being able to have that ability, and I think that's one thing. The other thing is he's a very high maintenance. He has a high maintenance swing, and so to find some consistency with that for him is obviously important. It's really important because his swing, there's a lot more variables in his swing.
Are you seeing him get to a more consistent space?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, sorry.
And he would say the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.